In a quiet town nestled between soft hills and blooming meadows lived a young girl named Alara. She was 10 years old, with curly black hair, thoughtful brown eyes, and a heart that felt a little too much. Alara didn't talk much at school. She wasn't shy exactly, but her feelings, happiness, fear, sadness, joy, were too big to fit into words. Instead, Alara painted. Every evening after school, she would sit by the large window in her attic room, where golden sunlight spilled over the wooden floor. With her brush, she'd dip into colors as if they were emotions themselves: blue for sadness, yellow for joy, red for frustration, green for calm. Her paintings didn't show real places or people. They were swirls, skies, forests, and shapes that made no sense but somehow felt exactly right. But Alara's paintings were different, magical. She discovered it one rainy afternoon. That day, school had been tough. A classmate had laughed at her for not answering a question in time, and the teacher had moved on before Alara could even try. Her cheeks burned all day, and a heavy lump sat in her chest. When she got home, she raced to her attic, grabbed her largest canvas, and poured out everything she felt. She painted a storm, wild brushstrokes, black clouds, purple lightning splitting the sky, and a girl standing alone in the middle of it all. Her red scarf flew in the wind. Alara stepped back, tears stinging her eyes. And then something happened. The girl in the painting blinked. Alara gasped. The painted storm roared to life. Wind whooshed through the attic. Rain trickled down the painting's edge. And then the girl in the red scarf stepped out. She looked exactly like Alara, only stronger, braver. She reached out a hand. "You painted me," the girl said softly. "I'm your storm." From that day on, Alara's feelings became her world, literally. Whenever she painted with deep emotion, her creations would come alive. Her attic became a magical studio of living feelings. One evening, when Alara felt especially happy after spending time with her grandmother, she painted a garden. Tulips, sunflowers, and sky blue butterflies covered the canvas. When it came alive, it filled her room with warm sunlight and floral scents. A laughing version of herself danced through the blossoms. On days she felt lonely, she painted a moonlit lake with glowing stars and a silver boat that gently rocked in the water. Her painted self would climb aboard and speak to her in calm whispers. "You're never truly alone," the painted girl said once. "You have your feelings, and me." Alara began to understand something powerful. Her feelings, no matter how big or scary, were worth painting, worth expressing, worth knowing. But not everyone understood. One morning, her mother found the attic door open. Curious, she stepped inside and saw a canvas still shimmering with fading magic. It was a swirling tornado of emotion, fear, sadness, hope, anger, and the painted Alara standing in its eye. Alara froze as her mother stared. "What is this?" her mother whispered. "It's how I feel," Alara replied, eyes lowered. "I paint it so I can understand it." Her mother knelt beside her and gently pulled her into a hug. "Alara, I didn't know it was so strong inside you." Alara finally spoke the truth. "It's hard to say in words, but when I paint I can see it, and when I see it I feel better." Her mother didn't say much after that, but she smiled, and that smile was filled with something Alara hadn't felt in a long time: understanding. The magic became their secret. Soon, Alara began painting for others too. When her little brother was scared of the dark, she painted a glowing guardian, a gentle lion made of stardust that leapt from the canvas and curled beside his bed. When her friend Mia felt sad about her parents fighting, Alara painted a forest of calm with soft green lights, where a quiet version of Mia could sit and breathe. "Your paintings listen," Mia said once, eyes wide. "They make me feel like I'm not broken." Alara smiled. Feelings aren't broken, they just need to be seen. But one day, Alara faced a painting she wasn't sure she could finish. It was a day filled with worry. Her grandmother was in the hospital, and nobody knew what would happen. Alara's hands trembled, her heart ached. She picked up her brush and stood in front of a blank canvas. Then she whispered, "I don't know what this feeling is." But still, she painted. A field of wilting flowers, a sky turning gray, and in the center a small girl curled in a ball, hugging her knees. Alara stepped back. The painting shimmered. The curled-up girl looked up, her face pale, her eyes scared. "Are you me?" Alara asked. The girl nodded. "I'm your sadness and your hope." Then she held out a glowing seed. "Plant this." Alara took the seed and planted it in the painted field. Within moments, a single flower bloomed, bright, golden, alive. Alara gasped. That night, her mother called. "Grandma is awake. She's getting better." Alara rushed to her attic and smiled at the painting. The golden flower swayed in the breeze. She had painted hope, and it had bloomed. Years passed. Alara grew older. She became an artist, yes, but more than that, she became a guide for others. Children who struggled with their feelings came to her studio. She gave them brushes, colors, and space to paint whatever their hearts carried. Sometimes the paintings shimmered, sometimes they didn't. But they always told stories. Alara taught them, your feelings matter. They're not too big, they're not too strange. They're you. And when you create from them, you learn to understand them, to accept them, to let them go. And in the quiet attic where it all began, one painting remained. A girl with a red scarf standing in a storm, not afraid, not alone, holding her own hand. She smiled. Moral of the story: emotions are not weaknesses. When we express them through art, words, or love, they become our strength. Like Alara, we all have storms inside us. But with courage, we can paint them into something beautiful.